So I had a really interesting conversation with a friend of mine the other day, and I thought I would share that with you guys. So we were talking about relationships, and I made this statement. I said, if you want to be happy, don't get married. And we had a little chuckle at that, but it's not cynical as it sounds. So I'll back that up a little bit as to what we were talking about and where we were going with it. The sole purpose of marriage, if you're looking at it from a biblical perspective, isn't for our happiness. Now, happiness should, of course, be a byproduct of it, 100%. I mean, don't be in a relationship that you're not happy and there's not joy and adventure and fun and you don't feel loved and have someone to give love to. All those things, of course, but that's not the focus. The primary intent of marriage is for two people chasing after Jesus to double down on their efforts, to be twice as lethal, twice as effective. We're called to be disciples and to make disciples and to worship God with the way that we live in every aspect, from the love that we make and the ways that we go through and navigate life together, to the ways that we give and the ways that we serve. And in every aspect, that relationship is intended for that focus, for a kingdom focus, not strictly for our happiness. So, when I got married, I wish this is information I had known back in the day when I got married. I wish I'd known this 15 plus years ago. We got married for all the wrong reasons. Now, we didn't understand that at the time. We were young, and there's no judgment there. I think we've both long forgiven one another, and it does take two hands to clap. So it's a different conversation for a different day. But marriage shouldn't be that happiness is our sole focus. It shouldn't be the source of our identity either, nor should it be the source of our security. And that's a conversation that also I think is quite relevant, especially, today. Our identity can't be our job, our success, our number of followers, our race, color, creed, chosen orientation or not chosen orientation, or the amount of money that we make, or our kids, or our lack of kids. The list goes on, and it's infinite, that all these ways that we can identify. But you want to know about your car, you want to know everything there is to know about your car, you go to the manufacturer. You ask them, they can tell you every single thing there is to know about that car. People are no different. In fact, people are far more complex. We want to know who we are. We need to start spending time with and getting to know our manufacturer, the one that created us, the one that loves us most and best. And he paints a picture. I've been, really doing this myself as well. This is my story, right? This is just how I am learning to navigate this life and part of my journey. And I find it so exciting and liberating. And there are times that it's kind of painful and it's hard too, but it is so much more diverse and complex than if I had, pinned myself into being what I thought I was even 5 years ago. It was so narrow, so much less than. And I'm grateful for all the things that I'm learning, and I'm giving myself the room for growth. I'm giving myself the room to evolve and to learn. And I love that. And I think that we need to get back in touch with that. And because what we're doing right now is not serving us. It's dividing us. We're lonely. We're medicated. We're angry. We're victims. We're all of these things, and we're chasing a happiness that just doesn't exist by coming at it that way. And the same for our security. Our security can't be in a relationship, or our identity, or our money, or how many followers we have, or blah, 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 blah. All these things, our security can't be in those things. That has to come from, my security has to come from the one that created me, and getting to know him. And, going back to the discussion of relationships and marriage, that has to be the same principle that my person follows too. I can't be their identity, I can't be their security, nor should or could I be they be mine either. So that comes from their relationship individually with God. Mine, same way, my individual relationship with God, so that when we're together, when we hit a bump in the road and we're struggling, we're having a hard time, we don't go into a complete tailspin. We go to the same source, and we find our calm and our peace and our wisdom and get direction and help being able to come back to one another, because real marriage is a lot of work. It is very difficult, and it's wonderful. It's so worth it. It's an investment. But if you're looking at it as, a source of happiness, it's not going to last long. You're going to stop being happy, and then you're going to resent that person, and it's really not their fault. That's not their job to make you happy. The goal of marriage isn't to be happy. It's far bigger than that. So if you want to be happy, don't get married.